Okay, we're going to do a hack to a Sony P52. It's a big camera, 3.2 megapixels. It's a nice high infrared camera too. So we're just going to do a regular hack with externals. Okay, we got a screw right above the battery compartment. Oops. Now my tripod holder. One in the memory card slot. Now, I'm going to take out the screws, but I'm also going to have to throw a couple batteries in here before I take this apart, so I'll do that quick. Now, before I take the casing apart, I'll turn the camera on. That opens up my lens cover. What I'm going to do is open up the battery door and take my batteries out. And I'll leave that lens cover open, and we'll disconnect that here in a few minutes. Now I'm going to get my finger in behind, pull that back cover up. Now I'm going to want to pop this tab right here up. I just want to pop up my fingernail. I'll pop it up and I can pull the LCD off. Now, remember I opened up that lens cover. This here's the connector for it. I'm going to pop open that connector and just put it there, and my lens motor is disconnected. Okay, now I need to disconnect this ribbon and pull it up. Take this ribbon and pull it up. Be careful not to tear the ribbons. And I need this ribbon right down here. There's a catch right here, so I want to pull that out. I take the whole thing out. I need to get those ribbons eventually here. You could have pulled it out then did those ribbons. It's up to you. I need to take these two screws out to hold the lens assembly in. This screw here. Also need this one right here. This is just to get the lens assembly out of the way so we can do the externals. I could pull this connector off, but you gotta flip the lever, and this in here I can just pull right out. It's always nice with the needle nose pliers. They are a soft jaw. And that gains me access to my externals. You see this would be positive, This would be negative when the battery, shows a little picture of the battery. So we're going to solder those in. Okay, now I need to, when these, you see a little metal tab there, I'm just going to tin those. Oops. You're probably going to melt the plastic a little bit. It's not going to make that much difference. I'll lay my positive wire in there, top one. And my wires were pre-tinned. Now I need to do the negative wire, which is the bottom one. And there's my negative. My externals are in. Now that I did that, I need to put my lens assembly back. Make sure my ribbons are in where they're supposed to be. Pull my lens screws in. And pull my ribbon in. Remember, this has a lever. It's not going to cooperate. Guess not. It wants to go sideways on me. There we go. Just push the lever down, make sure it's all the way in. Remember, this one here just pushes in. I have one more screw here in the front. There's one kind of funky angle. Then I just run my wires right out the back. Okay. My externals are in. And they're routed out the back. Now I can, there's a ribbon here that goes to my to the flash. I can tuck it in. So ribbon there. This is the one I'm going to go into for my hack. Okay, I'm going to use an SA from Snapshot Sniper, www.snapshotsniper.com, and this is an SA. Make sure these are nice and straight. And what I'm going to do is you'll see the wire with the bigger traces, and I'm going to slide that in to that connector. Bring it down. Try to keep that as straight as possible coming down. As they're crooked, though. But what I want to do is I want for the first, you'll see on the connector, I want the first 4 wires coming off that connector, and I want them to line up the wires in here, and you can see them through the SA. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to partially insert that. I'm going to look at it through a magnifying glass, or that's the best way unless you got good eyes. And I look like I'm pretty well aligned. I'm going to slide that in. So I want to go from right to left. It's the first 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can see the traces through that. Now what I want to do then, like I said, you want to make sure it's straight. Is attach, or I'm going to do is I'm going to glue that down. But if you do decide to glue it down like I am, you can use double-sided tape. I guess I could do that to secure the SA down. You don't want it floating around. So I'll take a little piece of double-sided tape, and I'll put it on the back side. Hardest part's getting that stupid tape off in. Yep. Got it off, bring it back down. Well, there is. Of course, it have to stick on me where it was crooked. At least the double-sided tape if it is off, because sometimes you don't get it right, and you'll have to reset the SA. Good. And as you can see on the SA, there's 4 tabs here. C for common, P for power on, and S for shutter, and we won't even mess with refresh. Now that I got that done, I don't have my wire soldered on yet, but I'm going to stick it back in. And remember, there's a ribbon down here we unhooked. So we want to make sure we can at least get it together, put it in. And that thing flipped over to me. They were always... And like I said, this in here we just push in. So this ribbon here, once we have it straight, we can just push it right in with our finger. Now I'm going to use a servo. Figure out where I want it, how long I want it. And this is really nice because it's I want to tin these wires, peel the insulation off and tin them, but it's nice because it's black, red, white. So I'm going to tin those wires. So we're going to go black for common, maybe if it cooperates. Black for common. Red for power. Wait for shutter. So I'm going to take these off the top of the camera. You can take it out of the bottom here. As you take them down by right in here, and I'll groove it. This one here. Now make sure, I always like to put a piece of tape over top of this then too. So we'll do that real quick. So we're going to tape that down. That'll be my wires coming out. So what I want to do then is decide where I'm going to drill my hole. So I'm going to drill right around the SC. Now I'm going to slot the camera. Some people drill. I just like to slot because if I have to take it apart, I can take it apart. It's a lot easier. So I'm going to slot that. I slotted this top right where I wanted it. But now I got to hook up my LCD ribbon to run my wires out on top. So I'll get that in. It's kind of a little tricky with the camera to show this. But I'll get the ribbon in. And once I have it in, I gotta reach around this back side and flip it. Flip the connector down. Yep, it's down. And I can run my wires up through that front. I gotta get it aligned, and it's not. Definitely making this harder than it really is. Okay. Sorry I couldn't show that more on the camera, but put our screws back in here at the top. Dropped it. The other one goes in here at the memory card holder. All my screws in, all it is, test it. Okay, I put my connector on, and these are my wires. Now if I touch my common with my power on, camera's going to power on. Now if I touch common with my shutter, I'm going to shutter a picture. That means our hack's good. Now if the camera wouldn't turn on or acts funny, then we'd probably go back and reset that ribbon. It can be tough sometimes setting that ribbon. So sometimes it won't set to like you like it to. Now I put a servo on here. I can glue this anywhere I want. So when I send this out, I'm hacking this for someone else. I can send this camera out and they can put this whatever servo connector anywhere they want. So that helps their build, or I can flip it around and go this direction. So here's a lot of ideas of how you can put this servo down. This is the externals. I'll put a 2-pin connector on those. So this will actually have 2 connectors. Hope this helps. It's a hack for a Sony P52.